So I'm at the pool right now, and this little girl, probably 6 or 7, comes and drags this plastic bag that's filled with Disney princess figurines. Mulan, Jasmine, Cinderella, you name it. She lines them all up next to each other, all prettily, and admires her row of princesses for a solid 5 seconds. Then she pulls out a freaking toy gun and shoots them all one by one, as if she were a regular at a shooting range. She is going places. I don't know where, but she is. Top 5 things to do with soup. Eat, blow on, hydrate the bread. Post without tags. Adding tags to your posts helps people find them. No, Tumblr. The soup fanatics will find you no matter where you hide. So, my chemistry teacher set the table on fire again today. Look at his smug face. Look how fucking happy he is. Chemists are never happy unless something is burning. So my chemistry teacher set the table on fire again today. Again! Someone, what are you planning to do after college? Me. Things, stuff, and things, etc., etc. And things. The first ever champion of a pie eating contest was an unnamed 6-year-old boy. In 1916, he managed to scoff a 10-inch pie in 15 seconds. Legend. Why didn't his parents name him? Hyperfixation. Please stay with me long enough to complete the project. Hyperfixation, do not fade. Hyperfixation, finish what you started for the love of God. Look, if you're starving in a post-apocalyptic wasteland and suddenly someone's like, oh, I have tons of food and it just happens to be meat, do you want some? Well, you cannot act surprised when it's people. You simply cannot. There are times and places where it is realistic to expect not to be served people. For example, in a pie shop underneath a barber shop. Then you can be all, oh God, it's people. If you are in a post-apocalyptic wasteland and are suddenly served a really good meat pie, you have to know it's people. Do you see any cows? No, they are all apocalypsed. It's your neighbor. If you are served food in a post-apocalyptic wasteland, ask yourself these questions first. Do I trust the person feeding me? Is this meat fresh? And if so, have there been any livestock non-apocalypse recently? Have I seen Kevin within the past week? Am I willing to commit the penultimate culinary taboo? The ultimate culinary taboo is putting pineapple on pizza, a crime I regularly commit. How much did I even like Kevin, really? Apparently, the noises I make while being tickled are preferable as background noise to me loudly singing whatever song happens to be stuck in my head. My boyfriend has taken this to mean that the best way to silence my constant tone-deaf caterwauling is to pin me down and tickle me senseless until I forget whatever song I had going at the time. I believe he's trying to create some sort of Pavlovian response where I skip the singing altogether and go straight into flustered giggles. Little does he know, this plan has backfired. It has only encouraged me to sing louder and more frequently. I am, after all, rewarded with his tickly touches, which I love so much. Want me to shut up? Make me. Tickles are just screeches in a different flavor. As you might be aware, I have big feelings about all the bee-snouted creatures. But recently, something has been grunting on me. Sometimes when people draw a snout animal, they draw the snout as a nose with the mouth as a separate entity underneath. This is a stylistic choice I greatly dislike because a snout or trunk is, by definition, a combination of the nose and upper lip. You can see here that the snout is not a separate entity from the mouth in these mammals, but is a fleshy protuberance emanating from the upper jaw. This one, it has a warmer feel. This one is cold and unfeeling. This one is warm and compassionate. You can see in this illustration how a more anatomically accurate snout position gives an anthropomorphic pig a degree of charm that an inaccurate snout position does not. Snout positioning can make or break a character design for me. Okay, but Peppa Pig with the caption of cold, unfeeling is killing me. Cold, unfeeling. Don't piss me off. Next time you go on a trip, I'm filling your house with Galapagos finches. By the time you return, they've evolved to fill your niche. They are a better spouse to your partner, they are a better parent for your child, and they are a better friend to me than you ever were. Very few people have yellow as their favorite color, but the people who do are always unhinged about it. Average blue fan? Yeah, blue's nice, I guess. Average yellow fan? I'm gonna show you my room. Which color do you think I like? Toddler car seats and gamer chairs are the same. Finally, somebody else saw it too. Not sure why people find this weird. Both are made for the human sitting in them to be able to do so relatively comfortably for long hours. It just happens to be that ergonomics don't really change that much over the course of growing up. Sorry, it's actually because gamers are little babies. Wrong? That's because we're all born as gamers, but most are changed by society. One guard lies. One guard tells the truth. One guard thinks he's telling the truth, but operates from deeply unsound epistemological principles that were inculcated by his elders to steer him to specific predefined conclusions. He's not lying, but nothing he says is actionable as he thinks it is. One guard is honest, but he's got that thing where he keeps confusing your left and right with his left and right, and even when it's just him, he's always got to stop and think for a second to remember which is which. And long story short, he's never once said the correct door on the first try. One guard says whatever the first guard to speak says because he's afraid of being left out. One guard claims the opposite of whoever was first to speak because he's a contrarian. One guard does that fuck-ass postmodern "what is the truth" song and dance because he doesn't actually know which door is the correct one. He lost the briefing packet and for obvious reasons he can pick a door to check in person. Defeats the whole point if you can come back. This room has an absolute fuck ton of doors, huh? 2 doors. Very crowded hallway. People on LinkedIn be like, never take a vacation, always neglect your family, and you can be as successful as I am, a mid-level manager at State Farm. This is boring, but it makes me $400,000 per month at 90% margins. Copywriting. It's helped me generate over 25 million in sales across my business journey, but not many people know how to use it to its full advantage. That's why I put together a 43-minute masterclass where I go over Number 1. Proven step-by-step method for successful copywriting. Why are you selling masterclasses if you make $400,000 a month already? I don't mind mosquitoes sucking my blood. I have plenty to go around. What annoys me is the need to inject the itchy juice into my skin. Like, I am already feeding you, why are you being such a bitch? Imagine if I slapped my mom every time she made dinner. My sister is pregnant. I can't wait to see if I'm gonna be an aunt or uncle. That's not how it works. Drawing is wild. You think you know what things look like, and then 5 minutes later you're googling bird. My therapist. No one is judging you for doing that. Me. I judge other people for doing that. Please do not ask me what my plans for the future are. I am quite literally still not convinced that I'm even a real person. I don't know why, but I get awkward when someone compliments me, like, I don't know what to say. Someone, you look cute today. Me, Merry Christmas. Accidentally punched myself in the face while trying to pull my blanket up. And if that doesn't accurately describe my life, I don't know what does. Someone has signed into your account. Yeah, that was me. No, it was on another device. Yes, my tablet. Someone stole your tablet? What? No, call the police! I hate people. But I hate saying I hate people because that makes me sound mean. I'm nice. I like people. It's just that I hate people. At the hospital with my mom. Doctor, do you abuse drugs? Me. You are darn right I abuse drugs. I see a drug, I punch the fuck out of it. Get lost, drugs! Please insert your card. Do not remove card. Do not remove card. Do not remove card now! Remove it now! Oh my god, are you crazy? Get it out! My therapist. I feel like you're making a lot of progress. Me thinking about all the secrets I keep from her because I don't want her to judge me. Yes. Does anyone else's family have designated seats at the table when designing spots on the sofa? Or are mine just weird? Due to foreseen circumstances well within my control, I will be late. I always set 2 wake-up alarms. One for the person I want to be, and one for the person I am. I feel so bad when I overtake an old person on the sidewalk. Like, man, I really didn't mean to flex on you with my youthful stride. Everyone shut up and look at this carving of a whale from the 1200s to 600 CE Shumash culture. If you enjoyed whale carving from 1200 to 600 CE Shumash culture, you would enjoy snake sculpture from Yuthong District 60 to 11th century, Bangkok National Museum. Oh my god! For your consideration, animal-shaped pouring vessel from Iranian Caspian region, 3rd to 1st century BCE, and big butt. I don't remember what history these have, but see, also a bunch of little guys from the Monster Archaeological Museum. Is this anything? I feel like this is something, I don't know. Something went wrong. I really tried. I'd like to try again. This is like the most depressing error message I've ever gotten. It's okay, Tumblr, I forgive you. Staff, what have you done to Tumblr? They fucked up a perfectly functional blogging platform is what they did. Look at it, it's got anxiety. Can't find the song. It goes, wow, 1, 2, 3, wow, 1, 2, 3, wow, claps, daka, daka, daka. And then at 40 seconds for no reason, blink, 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 blink. Little Sissel, 1982. Blink, blink made it too easy. Dude, what the fuck? Pinocchio could tell us so much about the universe, he could randomly claim things like the Big Bang happened, and his nose would confirm or deny our theories. Pinocchio is not omniscient, you stupid fucking Redditors, his nose grows when he's intentionally being dishonest. Things heating up in the Pinocchio fandom. If I were a murderer, I would be the Fabrice murderer and lead my victims blindfolded to undisclosed locations, and I would ask them what they smelled, and they would be like, oh my god, ocean air and tulips, and then I would rip off the blindfold and it would be a pile of the bodies of my previous victims. This website scares me. This website inspires me. When I was 8, I drew this comic about 2 girls kissing, and my mom was outraged, and I thought it was because my art wasn't good enough, so I kept trying to draw girls kissing, and she sent me to therapy, and my therapist tried explaining homosexuality to me, and I didn't even know what that had to do with my art skills. Sometimes I wish I smoked. I bet it feels good as fuck to be stressed and have a terrible weight on your soul and then just inhaling some of that poetic self-destructive smoke. Looks sexy too. Unfortunately, I want to live forever and smoking is expensive. It's kinda crazy climate change has occurred at such a remarkable pace that I and everyone else around my age can remember a completely different climate in our childhoods. I truly watched winter gradually disappear in my life. You are too young to remember this, but there used to be so many insects outside that you would have to clean them off the windshield after a long car ride. Is the kind of sentence that would have been in a cheesy sci-fi short story earlier in my life, perhaps submitted to a literary magazine and accepted to show support for its environmentalist message. Now it's something I've said in earnest. They should block ChatGPT on UniWi-Fi the way they used to block cool math games. They should make ChatGPT automatically redirect to cool math games so you can actually fucking learn something. Is the guy in the chair supposed to stay quiet, or is he allowed to clap and cheer? He's supposed to take notes and make an intrigued when an interesting plot point occurs. He's supposed to do sideline shonen anime character commentary. Huh? Impossible! That technique should be impossible to perform! Unless... The legally blonde mentality isn't just for law students. You can bring that attitude with you into every field of work, be the whimsical force of positive change. Wear that neon outfit, snaps for us all. This post was inspired by my boss telling me she couldn't take me seriously in a pair of dinosaur print overalls. Sorry, I have 2 degrees and a dope wardrobe. You don't need to take me seriously, but you will take me. Amazing photograph taken in the fraction of a second where the target doesn't even know he's being tackled yet. Idiot. Got chased by a skeleton, but when they caught me, they just gave me a kiss and a hug. Turns out it was an exoskeleton. Boo! This one's a big hit with the ghosts. Hey, if you don't have a fetish but are on the lookout for one, then I have a suggestion. And what fetish would that be, user I suggest for? Feet. I like how Pokemon normal type is either indicative of this is just a pretty standard rat or whatever, or we literally have no idea how to classify this little freak. My kitty versus unidentified fucking thing. Hellraiser is so funny, like, oh, you touched our fidget cube, now you have to go to BDSM hell forever. Day 1 of eating every plant I see. Something bad is happening. How long does someone have to be dead before it's considered archaeology instead of grave robbing? As an archaeologist, I find this a very awkward question. Answer the question, grave robber. Bees, please do not go outside. There are bees. They don't like you. They mentioned you specifically. 10,000 bees.
Come outside.
The "you aren't friends" really sells it. Those fanfic type stories people write where the plot is like, I picked up a stray cat off the street and it turned into a sexy man, are so funny cause if I found a cute cat and spent a week taking care of it and being like, oh, you're my baby now, just for the cat to turn into a man, that shit would piss me clean off. I might even kill him. The club sucked so bad, so me and my Pikmin are going home due to aforementioned club being so sucks. OP, why did you bring your Pikmin to the club? He likes the espresso martinis there. It has come to my attention that some of you don't know my English teacher in high school was my own father. On the first day of classes he said, I want you all to know I'm only sleeping with one of your mothers. This is my villain origin story. I secretly take my neighbor's Wi-Fi because I don't want to pay for my own internet. I'm also shagging his wife, which is how I know the password. When I was 9, I loved Beyblades. I told my dad about them and I told him I wanted to be the strongest Beyblader at my school. He asked to see my Beyblade. After inspecting it, he made the observation that weight was the deciding factor in which Beyblade won. And weight came from the metal core at the Beyblade center, so he created a custom core for me. A very heavy one. I took my Beyblade to school the next day, and in my first game, I cracked my opponent's Beyblade in 2. After that, nobody wanted to play against my weighted blade. I was the king. Ha! Handing over my ID at the post office. The clerk said, you've aged quite a bit since this photo was taken. I said, yes, I had it taken just before I joined this queue. Guys, I need to get my license ASAP. I was on the train back from Stratford and this guy next to me got a phone call from his ex while my daughter was crying. How can he say, I've told you to stop calling me. I've got a family now. Can you not hear my daughter crying? Hey, let's stop arguing. It might harm the baby. What baby? Me. I met a bunch of guys from Harvard yesterday and I kept pretending like I never heard of that school just to piss them off. One of them legit turned red when I said, Harvard? Is that like a local community college? Fellas, don't be afraid to chase a girl if she has a boyfriend. If she's single, you're competing with 20 other guys. If she's dating someone, you're only competing with one. Work smarter, not harder. The story of cats is that in the 1930s, the famous poet T.S. Eliot wrote a book of cutesy little cat-themed poems for his godchildren. And then 40 years later, Andrew Lloyd Webber found a lost cat poem that T.S. Eliot had cut from the cat book for being too sad for children. And Andrew Lloyd Webber was like, whoa, a cat, that's sad. That's deep, man. I want to make a musical out of this. So the producer assigned to the project was like, okay, I guess you could maybe read these cat poems as a satire of 1930s British society. We could probably do something sort of interesting with that. I'm thinking a cast of about 5 and Andrew Lloyd Webber was like, no, forget the satire. Also, I want a cast of dozens and the most advanced special effects technology ever seen on stage. I've taken out a second mortgage on my house to fund this. And the producer was like, do you even have a plot? And Andrew Lloyd Webber got a bunch of actors and writers and artists together, and they holed up and did cocaine workshopped for 5 weeks, and at the end of it, they emerged and said, the plot is that a bunch of cats are having a dance contest for the right to take a UFO to cat heaven. And then it made $2 billion. I'm sorry, the plot of Cats is what? Watched my uncle get crushed in a game of cornhole at my family picnic. He complained it was because he didn't have a beer in his other hand as counterweight. I'll be damned if he didn't grab one and like it was Thor's hammer won the next 10 straight games he played. All good? Just checking in. We're drinking very, very hard alcohol right now. Alcoholic beverage, the house is on fire. We are doing ketamine and there's cocaine in the floors. Love you. I yelled downstairs. Mom, Dad's home! She did not find it as funny as I did. Cremated remains. Had an interview today and my belly rumbled. The lady goes, missed lunch? I told her, nah, I'm hungry for success. I'm out of the office enjoying my life. I hope this place burns to the ground in my absence. If I don't stumble into a giant pile of money, I will return on September 16th to deal with whatever bullshit you're mailing about. I've started using Shrek as a unit of time, where one Shrek equals to 1 hour and 35 minutes, the length of the movie. Examples. See you in a Shrek, 1 hour 35 minutes. Dinner will be ready in half a Shrek, 45.5 minutes. My birthday is only 469.9 Shreks away, 1 month. My co-worker told me he got banned from a bar when he lived in North Dakota back in 1973 and didn't try going back to it for 30 years, but he finally did, and the moment he stepped in, someone yelled, "Get the hell out of here, Dennis!" And that's probably my favorite story ever.